imgnAI is the latest artificial intelligence token on the base chain that's gaining quite a bit of momentum. Now the question is this all organic or is this manipulation? Is this going to be a pump and dump or do we actually see organic growth? In this video we're going to look at the on-chain metrics, we're going to look at data most people are not considering. Now here's the obvious data, this is the price chart, and in the last 3 weeks we have seen an increase of almost 400%. But it almost looks like a meme coin, right? We do see our dumps as well, more than 60%. The market cap with 20 million is still very, very low, but more on that later. The token itself seems to be fine. It's not too risky. So this comes from dextools.io. It has a pretty high score. And here's the platform. Now from the website, we don't necessarily get unique insight, right? This is what most people, I believe, do wrong. They just read through various websites and then think they can time the market better. But still, it's nice to see that at least there's something set up that looks somewhat solid. imgnAI is an image generation platform, and then in the end this can be turned into NFTs. There are 24,000 followers on Twitter, 1,300 members in Telegram, and 571,000 holders on the base chain. Now this massive number of holders on chain already tells us that this is not just wallets that bought the token, right? This token got airdropped. Now apparently there isn't too much risk with dumping, right? Because there's only 5% of team vesting. 20% goes to the centralized exchanges and to staking, and 75% to the liquidity pools. This is then how that looks like in an overview. MEXC owns quite a bit of the token. This can be a problem long term. Short term, it usually just means more volatility because centralized exchanges gain from volatile prices. Now we've already seen more than 500,000 of holders on chain, but how many holders actually own some significant amount of capital in here? The answer is in the charts behind me. I like to look at those kind of charts for pretty much any video on this channel, and what we see here on the left is the number of wallets that have at least 40,000 imgnAI tokens. At the current price, that's roughly $1,000 worth of the token. For the chart in the middle, we go at 10x, so that's now $10,000 worth of the token. For the chart on the right, another 10x, so that's $100,000 worth of the token. We see quite nice growth across the board. We can also see how the whales are not necessarily reducing in number, right? They're not dumping even though the price is going up. This is exactly the kind of chart you want to see. Now what happened in the last month where the price increased by 240%? The answer is over here. The number of retail investors grew by roughly 4x, so from 95 to 370. The number of medium-sized retail grew by roughly 3.5x, and the number of whale investors also grew to a similar degree. So it's completely reasonable to see a price appreciating by that magnitude when the number of wallets goes up that much across the board. Especially yesterday, we have seen massive trading. In the days before, the number of new users per day was less than 100. Yesterday, we have seen more than 9,000 new wallets interacting with the token. There was 85% new users versus only 15% returning users. The price discovery still happens on-chain, even though the token can be bought on MEXC. So most trading volume happens on Uniswap. There is some volume on MEXC as well. There are no perpetual futures yet. I believe once the token gets listed on other centralized exchanges like Binance or KuCoin or HTX, then the price has the potential to go much higher. Now, crypto as a whole is currently expanding very quickly. What we've got behind me is the stablecoin market cap. And this is a 3-year chart, so it starts in July 2021. And we peaked in the stablecoin market cap in April of 2022. Over here, what happened was the Terra Luna collapse. So this is when Anchor protocol went bust. This is when UST depegged. The market as a whole shrunk, money was flowing out of crypto, and this is also where FTX collapsed. And then we saw the turnaround in October of last year. Now money is flowing into crypto again, and that's recently accelerating. The stablecoin market cap going up means, of course, that money is flowing from fiat into crypto, and that of course means that prices across all of the crypto space should continue to rise. I really like this chart because it has very little volatility. We can see the trend very clearly. In the short term though, we might be slightly heated. What we've got over here is again a stablecoin market cap chart, but this time that's not in US dollars. This time it's relative to the entire crypto market. So you might have heard of the Bitcoin dominance chart, right? How much of all of crypto is currently in Bitcoin? That's, by the way, currently at roughly 60%. It tends to peak at around 70%. What we see over here is the stablecoin dominance. So how much of all of crypto is currently in the stablecoins? And there is a strong inverse correlation between this dominance and crypto prices. So when the stablecoin dominance is high, crypto prices are low, and when the stablecoin dominance is low, crypto prices are high. And we seem like, at least temporarily, to hit some potential floor here, which might mean that some cryptocurrencies might see local tops. That being said, especially in the last few days, we do see how the altcoins tend to outperform the rest of crypto. So this is the others dominance. So this is the cryptocurrency market cap that's not in the top 10. And this did go up since beginning of November to today by 23%. It appears as if there is some kind of altcoin rotation happening. At least we see the beginnings of it. And so what was the best performer across all of the altcoins in the last week? It's Virtual Protocol. Virtual is a launchpad of AI agents on the base chain, and it almost tripled in the last week. This is the long-term chart, very impressive. And the big question is, how can we buy something like Virtual when it's not up there, but when it's somewhere down here? My answer to this question is wallet tracking. It's trying to figure out what are other smart investors doing? What are insiders doing? What are people doing that move prices? What are people doing that tended to make the right calls in the past? And so it's always nice to see what is the smart money doing, what is the not so smart money doing. For example, this over here. This is an alert that BitBoy Crypto sold virtual tokens at 1.4 cents. We don't have the alerts where he bought this, so maybe he got some allocation because he's an influencer, but he sold his allocation. He did this multiple times, by the way. And again, what he sold subsequently went up by more than 10,000%. And so yeah, BitBoy Crypto, in my opinion, is pretty much the Jim Cramer of crypto. It doesn't make sense to copy trade him, but it's interesting to see what he's doing. There are other people though that are worth copy trading. For example, over here, we've got Crypto Gains that bought the virtual token. That was at 5.8 cents. So since then, the price went up by 2,500%. Who is Crypto Gains? It's this influencer here. He tends to buy tokens relatively early, and he tends to also be very public about his purchases, which can generate, of course, a lot of attention and can bring in more investors, pushing up the price further. So he does very risky plays regularly. He's got 138,000 subscribers. And so how do we get these buy and sell signals? It's through finding the right wallets first and foremost, right? It's doing some on-chain analytics to figure out those wallets. And it's subsequently by putting those wallets in a wallet tracker and get notifications whenever they buy and sell. So over here, we've got the wallets by Crypto Gains that we are tracking. We've got 55 of his wallets. But then at a later point in time, we also see more people buying into the virtual token, the people that tend to deploy much more capital. For example, over here, we've got Kyle Chessy that bought $100,000 worth of the token, and that was at 48 cents. And so here is Kyle Chessy. He's got 137,000 subscribers. And since he bought, the price went up by 220%. We've got 12 of his wallets, and of course not every trade goes like this, but in general, right, I do believe it makes sense to follow the smart money. It is much better to follow the people that tend to make profit compared to simply just picking random tokens in a list. And so I like this approach that much that I made 8 dedicated tutorial videos just on this wallet tracking topic. They are over here. It's how to find various influencer wallets. It's how to track those influencers, and it's also about how to interpret the signals that we get from the tracking. It's all part of the premium membership of this channel that's down below, thebitcoinstrade.com. It's not just wallet tracking that we do, it's also risk mitigation, portfolio diversification, backtesting. There's more than 100 tutorial videos in total in premium. Once we've got a signal, we of course also have to discuss when should we buy, when should we sell. That's why we've got our dedicated chats for the individual altcoins as well. So feel free to check it out. It's currently $165 per month. There's also a 1-week money back guarantee. So in case you don't like premium, in case you don't learn anything, just message me within the first 7 days and I will refund you 100%. There's really zero risk for you. Now, the big question with any crypto token is always what's the upside, right? Because altcoins have a lot of risk. They can go down by 50, 60, 70%. But do we have the possibility to do our 3, 4, 5x? Let's have a look at the market caps. Imagine AI has a market cap of 21 million. Now, when we look at all of the artificial intelligence altcoins, we see many of them in the billions, a lot of them in the hundreds of millions. When we go all the way down to 20 million, we don't even reach the first page on CoinGecko. So there's plenty of upside, right? The token can easily do another 3, 4, 5x. The numbers look very, very bullish for imgnAI. And it seems like the base chain does become the AI focused chain. Solana is all about meme coins. Base is all about AI agents and AI generation. We have seen a massive rally in the virtual protocol. I'm not sure if imgnAI will get that large, but still, why couldn't the token go to 40, 60, maybe even 80 million in market cap? I think it's pretty realistic. If you got some value out of this video, feel free to subscribe. I publish videos regularly. A like would be very much appreciated as well. It helps the channel grow. See you in the next video or see you in premium. Cheers.